pop the hood Ferrari. And she got the goods, and she got that ass.
How you guys doing today, Rich Thinking? You guys having a good time so far? Awesome, awesome. So I promised Renee and Mitzi, well, first off, I host events, so I know how difficult it is to host events. Let's give them a round of applause, because this is a great job to bring so many great people together. Great job, Renee. Great job, Mitzi. Now, with that being said, when I was speaking to them about what to talk about to add value to this room, now, obviously, a lot of people here are going to be talking about mindset and things of abundance, but me, I love tactical strategies you guys can leave with to generate some business. And at the end of the day, you guys are in a room with a bunch of players that you should be able to connect with to generate relationships after this event. So why am I credible to even speak to you guys about connection? Well, I host the largest charity golf outing in the country. I recently had over 2,000 people in attendance, and I do about a dozen events throughout the year aside from that. I've been to over 1,000 different events in the last 7 years. So I'm no stranger to events, and this is kind of like my little cheat sheet and hacks for you guys to maximize different events and rooms you guys get into to be able to make deeper connections long term. So I want to go through this short list, and hopefully you guys can apply some of these strategies today at this lunch. And of course, always feel free to come up to me to connect with me. I'm pretty open-minded and not as large of a man that you guys might see me as. I'm pretty easy to talk to. But the first thing I want to tell you guys with is not as common as you probably hear often. When you're at a networking event or an event like this, you don't have to meet everybody. That's okay. And the reality is, it's okay if you meet nobody new either. A lot of people get this misconception of if they go to an event and they don't meet anybody new, the event was a waste. It wasn't. You put the reps in. You got better. You got a little more comfortable. You put your face out there. And on top of that, you can go deeper with somebody you already know. That's valuable in and of itself, especially in today's day and age when everything's so digital and we're all connected online. You just going out and seeing somebody you already know to connect deeper that you haven't seen in 2.5 months, that's value. But besides that, I'm not the biggest fan of quantity, going around and collecting everybody's card and having a quick 2-minute conversation with them and then forgetting about everything you spoke about the next few days. So I'm big on quality over quantity. Example, I was just at an event. Yep, there we go. I was just at an event last night in New Jersey. I was speaking at, and I drove here from there, and there was over 150 people at that event. I connected, I would say, with a few dozen, but I really deeply connected with 6 people. You know, and those conversations were about 15 to 30 minutes, but depth, right? We really got to know each other. And that's so much more valuable than going around the room and just getting card after card after card after card after card. So I want to give you guys a few tips. Who here is an introvert in the room? Just raise your hand. It's okay, don't be shy, even though I know introverts are shy. Awesome. So a few tips for you guys. One of the biggest things I can recommend that I wish I knew earlier in my journey for people that I'm friends with that are introverted, if you're going to an event, try to bring someone with you that's extroverted. Bring a friend, a family member, a partner, an employee, whatever the case is, and bring them with you. Maybe pay for their ticket, force them to go with you. Let them help you work the room. Bonus points if that person also knows people at the events, because then they can introduce you to other people at the event, and it makes you feel a little more comfortable. Now, let's say, Tony, listen, I don't know anybody. I have nobody to bring. Nobody wants to come to events with me. I'm new to the entrepreneur stuff. What can I do then? Well, if you're at an event, find the hosts, the speakers, and or the vendors. Those are the people that are going to be most willing to talk to every single person that's there. That's what they're there to do. So don't be shy and afraid to go up to those people because that's what they're here to be here for. So make the most out of that alone. And then just from being around those types of people, they might introduce you to more people that are at that event as well. Now, if you're extroverted, like me, something I had to learn is not to card collect and go around the room talking to every single person a mile a minute. Obviously, you guys can see I talk very fast. Bronx Italian kid, right? But if you're extroverted, I really challenge you guys to go deeper with who you connect with. Instead of just going surface level, take the time to give all that energy you have and direct it to less people, but go deeper with them. Ask more thoughtful questions. Be curious. Segueing into that, don't just think about what can you get from them. I always think first, what can I give to them? Because when you give to someone else, over time, you'll get something back. Maybe not from them, but just that goodwill compounding time and time again of giving and giving and giving, you will get in some way, shape, or form over a long enough time horizon. So I believe in that so wholeheartedly that if you guys are here making connections and talking to people, one of the first questions you can ask, who are you looking to connect with? Who can I help you connect with? Is anyone specific you need to be connected to? And if you guys have a network, make the introduction. It maybe benefits that person, and it benefits the person you're also connecting them to as well. So I love those tangible things, but there's a few other things when you're at these events that I see people miss the mark on. Now, I'm obviously big online, but I'm also big offline. And the best way to pair the two of those things when you're at events is when you're with people, take pictures with them. Take a selfie, get someone else to take a picture with you, tag them on social media after the event. Now you guys are connected online. But separate of that, on a strategic level, they're going to repost you. You're now going to get in front of their audience. So when I try to go to events, I try to take pictures with all the hosts, all the different speakers, and as many other people in attendance as possible. Because now my reach is amplified, and so is their reach. So it's a win-win symbiotic relationship, and now we're also connected on social. Now, piggying back off of that, what I see when people go to events, they don't follow up. And if they do follow up, they follow up the next day. But the reality is a lot of people have shit going on after the event. Maybe they're traveling, and they don't even get to be able to interact with that follow-up message. So what I like to do is you connect with someone by taking a picture, you're friends with them on social, then you watch them a little bit on social. Give it a couple days. Learn about them. Watch their content. Watch some videos. Read some posts. Learn about who they are, what they like, what they do. Then you follow up. I don't follow up on Mondays. People have a lot of shit going on Mondays. They're catching up from the weekends. And I don't follow up on Fridays. People are checked out heading into the weekend. Follow up Tuesdays through Thursdays. So if you connect with anyone here today, I'd recommend following up with these people Tuesday through Thursday after watching them on social to learn a little bit more about them. Because when you learn about them, you are able to add more value to them on a strategic level instead of just going in and saying, hey, let's connect. Hey, I've been watching some of your content. I see you're into cigars. Love to have a cigar with you. Or I recommend this cigar. Or what cigars do you recommend, right? Be curious. Be genuinely curious in who you're connecting with to be able to make these relationships go a lot deeper from the actual events themselves. And that's helped me so much throughout the years, being able to do that where you're connecting with people offline, then bring it online, and you're able to stay in touch for such a longer time horizon. Now, beyond that, you guys also want to keep in mind, when you're out at these networking events, it's okay if you don't meet any connections that are great for you at an event. I've been to so many events that I've been, and I've met nobody that was of value. I maybe met nobody new. And I'm talking about back-to-back-to-back events. I've been to over 1,000 events in 7 years. That's a lot of fucking events, guys. So it's the reality though, right? But what you guys don't realize is, it's like going to the gym. You want a six-pack, what do you have to do? More fucking reps. Same thing with these networking events. The more reps you do, the better you're going to get at it and the more comfortable you're going to get. And as you do that, you're going to find your stride. What works for you at these events. And guess what? By putting yourself out there more, you're slowly going to become more recognized at these events. And if you're doing a hard push on social media to build your brand online, there's no better way to enforce your online brand than by going to these events offline so people can actually meet you in person. That's such a strong, powerful, connected that a lot of people miss the mark on. They either do one or the other. But the game I like to play is and. Online and offline. Offline and online. Doesn't matter. You don't want to do or. That's the worst thing you guys can possibly do. So I want to do, how much time do I have? 2 minutes. I want to see if I have a question I can take from anyone about connections specifically before we head into the networking lunch that I can help any of you guys with. Maybe you're introverted, you have a specific question. Extroverted, have a specific question. Just throw your hand up. Go for it. Well, find someone that's not technologically challenged and bring them with you. Well, listen, at the end of the day, you have a cell phone. You have to be able to get people's numbers. And that's a great point too. When I go to these events, what I did in the beginning was I would collect a lot of people. I would give my info to a lot of people. And what would happen? They don't reach out to you. A lot of people are not as organized as you may believe they to be. So what I do is I get their information. So if you're someone who's not as you're a little technologically challenged, what I would do is get the people's info and then the ball's in your court. You can then facilitate the conversation from there. Maybe you don't do the photos and you don't do the social media because you don't have that presence to begin with, but you have a phone and you want to connect with them in some way, shape, or form. So just get their number, and then from there, you can do what you need to do with them. Appreciate you. Yeah, I would try to bring her to events. I'm fortunate. My girlfriend's very extroverted, so we work a room really well together. But if your significant other's a little more introverted, I think bringing them to an event that's maybe not as overwhelming, a little more intimate, and you can kind of show her what the magic is, right? Like, I'm a big believer in connection is like a pulse, right? The more connections you have, the more life you have in your business, and the energy flows through you through each person. So if your wife gets to see you connecting with other people and the energy it brings to you in that moment, she might feel a little more comfortable being there to add her input. So I would try that, and then over time, she might become a little more comfortable and wanting to go to the events with you, or at the minimum, maybe asking you, hey, how'd the event go? Anytime. Anybody else? Or we're good? One more. There you go. In what sense? In person? usually it's a fear that what I notice is it's a fear of judgment of others. And a lot of times it's a potential judgment of, like, people are potentially going to be judging you. So to me, you can't really care. You have to be you. And the more you are, the more you're going to attract the right people. So I'm a big believer in dress how you want to dress based on you as an individual. Like, I'm usually in tracksuits. It was hot today. Big D's always in a t-shirt. We were just talking about this a few minutes ago. And the event last night I was in a tracksuit speaking. That's my normal thing. I want to be a little more professional, get some clips out of this. But for me, it's you got to be you. And the reality is not everybody's going to like you. That's okay. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's not possible for everyone to like you. A lot of people don't like me. I curse. I'm Italian. I smoke cigars. I don't give a fuck. That's just who I am, right? That's the reality, right? But the reality is, those that like you, they don't just like you. They're going to fall in love with you. And that's going to be so much more valuable to you than all the people you're trying to get to like you. Just lean into you, and your tribe is going to attract. So don't be afraid to be seen, because the right people are going to appreciate you being there for you to be seen. And if it's the wrong people, you're in the wrong fucking room. So I'm going to get my clip. Okay. So we're about to head into the networking lunch. So I hope you guys network with each other, network with the speakers, come to me, network with the hosts. But before that, we want to get everybody up here for a group picture. Nobody stand yet. I want to get a video of the room. Everybody just clap for Renee and Mitzi one more time.